99% of the people must drive before purchasing. So with this being said, out of 100 people, 99 of them will not buy a car unless they drive it. And that's pretty much true. Unless it's a business and they know what they want, that's your want. So stop trying to sell them a car and give them numbers and figures and whatever questions they might have. Stay away from pricing because they're not going to buy it until they drive it. So you got to go through a process in place, and they'll teach you that in training, hopefully, and you got some steps and word tricks to avoid the pricing. So they'll teach you all that, guys. But the bottom line is 99% of the people will not buy it. I don't care what price it is.
What, at most dealerships, what do they do as a requirement, as far as for checking if the driver can drive the car as far as the
Cut the driver's license.
That's it, yeah. Just copy the driver's license. If they don't have one, you better,
And you just gotta find a nice way to ask them for a driver license. You don't want to sound like when you go in a bar and ID. You know,
No.
Our insurance company, our insurance requires us that we copy everyone's driver license, and most customers will understand.
I mean, and let me give you a real life scenario, right? 99% of the people. So a customer comes in and they go, hey, what's your best price on this? And you're like, well, hey, listen, you know what we need to do is, this is what happens, right? We really need to drive the vehicle first, and if you have a trade, we need to appraise it and get you, that I can get you that best price, and that's where all this comes in, right?
Right.
And so they're gonna say, oh no, I just drove it down the street. I've already driven it down the street at the other dealership, so I know exactly how they drive. I just really need to know at this time what the best price is, okay? That's pretty tough to overcome, right? If they've already driven it down the street, it's kind of tough to overcome at that point, right? So, but yeah, here's what you gotta understand. He's gonna give you a couple of statistics coming up that show why, okay, you don't put your paycheck in somebody else's hands. Because that's what you're doing,
Exactly.
all right? And I'm sorry, this is probably the only negative thing I'm gonna say. Buyers are liars. Okay?
I'm just looking.
Amen.
I'm just
to that.
looking.
Yeah.
I'm just looking.
They lie.
No, they're not
Yeah.
looking.
Okay, they maybe didn't even drive the vehicle.
Yeah, they
So,
probably don't.
you gotta understand that. So yeah, 99%. So when if you're giving pricing without them driving that vehicle, understand you have a 1% chance of selling that car. Congratulations, right? So that's where you gotta use these percentages, like he was just talking about. These percentages, use them in your favor, not against you, right? For you.
All right, 78%. Of the people go out, and my handwriting is getting bad.
Who go out? There you go.
And look at vehicles and not buying. So 78% of the people that will buy a car. So when you don't talk to them and just looking, they're not looking. They're just looking for a professional probably. 78% they're buying. But it's just a nice excuse. I'm just looking. Because that's what I do. That's what you guys do, right? You go to Best Buy and here comes this guy and then we're looking at TVs because it's a nice TV. How can I help you? I'm just looking. Because you're looking. You're not really lying, but you're looking.
So you're thinking about buying.
So 78% of those people,
What are you looking for?
78% they're not just looking. They're buying. So, and here's the news. 3. We're going to do a little breakdown here. 38% buy. How soon?
That day.
How soon that day?
When they're approved on finance.
So I mean, they walk in the dealership. I'm just looking. 38% of those I'm just looking. How soon do you think
2
they'll
hours.
leave with a new car home?
20%.
4 hours.
4 hours.
57% buy in how many days? Within how many days?
5.
3.
A bunch of cheaters in this group.
So 57% they buy within 3 days.
That's what a follow-up.
Yeah, that's where you follow
follow.
it comes in.
We'll talk about that too. 90% buy within a week. So if you're looking for a sale, guys, don't worry about who's pulling on the lot or who's not, because 78%, that is almost an 8 out of 10 chance they're buying a car. You want to pass that down and just stick it right there next to it? Thank you, guys.
These hands don't see labor.
Gotta love that. It's so
Put me in a service department, I work on a car.
fun.
So 8 out of 10 people can go buy a car. So careful how you treat them. More good news. 85%. And 85% of the people said their salesperson didn't build a report with them. So they were unprofessional. They were those guys, that you guys run into it when you go to dealerships.
85%.
85% they said they did not build a report with their salespeople.
Really?
85%, that's huge. 85% of the customers, they didn't have.
What do you
I
think
mean,
that is?
people buy from people, right? So
What do you
why-
think that is?
Because they're trying to make a paycheck as opposed to building relationships with people.
Definitely. It could be. That could definitely be a reason. One reason.
Follow
They
up
don't-
with-
with
the
Sale.
purchase, making sure you keep in
Initial
contact
contact.
with the customer.
We're talking about the initial contact they make with that customer.
Because they don't understand the dichotomy of a sale. They
I
see
agree.
it as a sale, but it's not a sale. It's discovering a need and then matching the need to what you have to offer.
And how do we do that?
Listen.
Well, first
Ask
we have to
questions.
ask open-ended
Questions.
questions. Open-ended questions,
Yes.
and then listen and don't try to fill the silence. Let them talk. Let them think.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's not.
All right. So.
Silence is not bad either.
Huh?
Silence for a few seconds is not bad,
Right.
because a lot of salespeople will want to jump in.
Yes.
That means
They
the
have to wait.
15% that weren't on there means that they got the top of the top. Those are the guys that are making.
I would say it's just that somebody they ran into, built rapport. I mean, here it's as simple as this too. I mean, you got, you have a customer come and they ask you, hey, what's your best price? Will you discount this? Will you sell it to me for invoice, right? And so, what's the typical? What is the typical salesperson say?
Let me go.
Yeah, well, let me go
Let
check
me go
with my
check. Or
manager.
they
Right.
Right.
So then you go to your manager, and what happens?
You tell me to go back and
Customer
talk to
stands there.
them.
Idiot.
What's your question?
Yep.
Idiot.
Yeah. So he goes, well, have they driven it? No.
No.
Do they have a trade? I don't know. Is the decision maker here? I don't know.
Do they like the car? Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know.
So here we are, okay, wasting everybody's time.
Right.
And you've
Okay.
already told them it's an opportunity.
And
You're
then,
gonna come back
or,
to it.
or we have the salesperson do this. The salesperson goes and says, well, really, I mean, here's what needs to happen. Okay, so we're going to start talking to them about our road to the sale,
Oh no.
right?
No,
That's what we're going to do. We're going to say,
no.
listen, I really can't get you the best price until you drive the vehicle. The manager says you have to do that, right?
No.
And if you have a trade, we need to get the appraisal, okay, and get that done. And then, by the way, are you the decision maker? Okay, well, I have to have the decision. This
They
happens
don't
every
really
day.
say
It
that.
happens,
They
guys.
say
It
that
does
Like,
for
I'm
every-
leaving by.
Listen, you gotta understand, and that's what happens, and that's why you can't build a rapport. What salespeople need to understand is these customers are there for themselves. They're not there for you. They don't care about your sales process, your 10 steps, 9 steps. They care about 0 of your steps. Okay. If they really understood what the road to the sale is all about, they would allow you to do your steps in order 100% of the time, but they don't. Okay.
No.
And you can't tell them about it.
Right.
They want to be in control. But here's the deal. The problem with salespeople is they want to take control of the deal. And what needs to happen is the customer needs to turn that control over to you.
Right.
Okay?
And they have
That's
Them
what
think
needs to
that
happen.
they're in the
That's where
control,
the
you're
report
really
comes
in
in.
control.
And they have
And
to,
that
what you do
also
with
builds
kids,
your
too.
referral business, a lot
They're
more
in
comes
control.
with that report
and the
business.
love that
customer
one,
has
you know?
to feel
Wow.
like it was their decision.
I mean, here's the next, 88%, they got a poor demonstration and a poor presentation. And
Right
this is why.
there's a percentage I told you about, right? The guy says, I drove it down the street. Really? You drove it down the street, I guarantee you this. You probably don't know anything about the car, all right?
Because
And,
we
and
know
the guy
88%
doesn't,
they got a
and
poor.
the guy or gal down the street doesn't know how to present it. Okay, so what you're doing is you're giving yourself a 12% chance when they drove it down the street, and you're not going to allow them to. They're not going to allow you to do the presentation here. That you got a 12% chance that they got a good demonstration presentation. Again, you got to use these percentages to your favor, right?
You're saying 88% of salesmen give a poor demonstration.
Poor demonstration presentation.
So 8 out of 10.
Listen, here's the deal.
salesmen
Here's the deal.
is-
Hey, here's the keys. I throw you the keys. Hey, I'll be back here smoking in the corner. When you get back, just pull around. And we'll just see if you like it. We'll see what I can do for you. That's what happens.
And people sell cars.
Every day.
People sell
That's
not many cars doing
horrible.
that. That's the problem.
Have you seen the commercials? I don't remember what the commercials are for. I remember the commercials. The Badger.
The Badgers, yes.
Yeah.
The
When he
Badgers
gets
are
in
good.
there
Yeah, if
with
you
the
haven't,
car.
yeah, check out the Badger YouTube. It's
Honey Badger, you mean?
No.
I think that's
It's.
it's cliches of
I
of
think
the
it's
car
for
business.
car
Yeah.
moms because they're not on commission or something like that.
Did you guys ever see the demonstration drive with Jeff Gordon?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
that is awesome.
I mean, just fantastic, you know. And if you haven't seen that, you gotta
Yeah,
go see it. I
that's
mean, I had tears
hilarious.
in my eyes. I was like,
Can we do that with
Huh?
these
Can we
cars?
do that?
Jeff Gordon shows up.
Not the Corvette,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Because I
so-
would love to.
if you haven't checked that out, you gotta check that out. It's real fun.
It is awesome.
So why would you
I
trust
thought that guy was gonna die.
Oh my gosh.
So I mean, you guys gotta be professionals, and they'll teach you in the training how to overcome questions. We can't really talk about the training because this is not our deal. We don't train for them yet. Hopefully soon. So, but then we'll teach you. You'll be amazed how easy it is to transition from those hard questions. Right now they're hard, right? I'm just looking. What's your best price? They sound hard, but it's actually so easy to overcome. It's so easy. You know, you just get them out of their game right on, and you actually answer their questions. We talk to them when they answer. It's awesome. So, 85% decided to buy a car before
They walked in.
they left home. So 85%. So here's the husband and wife. They get up on a Saturday morning. Fine, let's go with the cars. 85%. They made a decision to buy a car. That's huge. So when they tell, I'm just looking, believe me, they're not looking. Do you guys ever go to a car dealership just to look around?
Absolutely not.
I don't. You guys go to Walmart just to look around?
I hate that.
Well, men shop different than women.
Well, like,
Men, most men want
if I
to
didn't
know
wanna
what
go
they
there
got,
when
they
they
want
need
to
oil
oil
change at the
Women is
dealership.
an excursion.
That's a different story. Yeah, you go to the dealership, you're getting your oil change service done, you're probably gonna walk and see what's out there.
Oh,
Yeah, just for the
So you're just looking.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Bring home a
If
car.
you take that customer, if you go out to the customer, is the customer gonna tell you I'm just looking?
No,
Where's
I'm
the
just saying,
customer?
my car.
I'm
I
getting
have my
my
kind of
car
service.
service.
Thank you.
I'm just.
I'm
Wasting
just
time,
looking
I'm
with your
wasting time.
85%. I'm telling you. I've seen it all the time. I mean, Chris Britannia, my dealer, she worked there for like 12 years, whatever. I'm just looking. Okay. Guy's been at the dealership for 12 years. I've been there for a year and a half, and I double sales more than him because I'm not just looking. I know myself. I'm not gonna go to Walmart. All right, I got about 2 hours. I'm gonna kill around Walmart. People I don't own a car lot, so I'm just looking. Yeah, I might be the 18-year-old guy. Once in a while, I might just drive around, but it's not gonna get out of the car anyway. If they get out of their car, they are now looking. I can look just fine driving through a lot. They're now looking. They're lying, and it's not really that they want to lie. It's just a nice excuse, you know, because they had a bad experience, right? They had a bad experience. 88%. They had a bad experience somewhere else. Either it was the day before, that day, or last time they purchased a car. They know how it's going to work. It's going to be the same. It's going to be the salesperson's going to waste 2 hours of their time, and they're going to hate it. So slowly, we need to blend in with them and show them that we're different. And if you guys do that, you're not going to fail. You're not.
How high a percentage do you get where people with poor credit, or let's say they're young, and say, yeah, I'd like to drive that Camaro, or whatever, something they can't really.
I mean, there's
afford.
not really a set percentage based on the area where you go. I don't think you guys should have a big problem with credit in Grand Haven. I mean, it seems like it's more of a higher end.
I think most people also know if their credit is bad.
Yeah, you'll
They're
know.
not gonna come here and
Well, yeah, I mean,
ask for it.
but
I
here's the
mean,
reality, okay? Here's the reality. If the ZL1 Camaro down here, okay? If you can get me in that car for $500 a month, I'll take it. Okay? Customers come in and I mean, they get this in their mind. Man, they can get me in that car for X amount of dollars per month, right? Yeah, I'd take that car. Well, it's not gonna happen.
We got a right side.
It's not gonna happen. So they have champagne taste, beer pocketbook
yes.
like the rest of us, right? And but the problem is that they're what ify. Man, if they could do that, I mean, what if? Then now it's your responsibility to find out. Okay, people are gonna be flexible on one
They
of two
should be in
things.
a cruise.
Well, yeah, exactly. But the people are gonna be flexible on one of two things, right? They're gonna be flexible on payment or vehicle, which you choose, right?
Or go use.
Or go used, right? So yeah, exactly. It's I mean but here's what you gotta be careful about. And we really aren't gonna go much into it, but you can't be pre-qualified.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's a big
absolutely.
mistake, right?
Huge.
And it costs you a lot of money.
Mm.
Let them make the
Tremendous.
decision. Listen, if they have bad credit, let the banks make the decision. You don't make that decision.
And
And
you're
finance
not the
manager
bad
shouldn't
guy.
make that decision. The banks always make the decision.
I know when I worked in a cell phone place, they had a guy come in in overalls with no shirt underneath, and I thought, oh my god, seriously?
What?
And he owned a farm and bought 25 cell phones for all his employees. That was my big
Yeah.
Well, my question
with
is-
overalls and no shirt and
My
hat.
question would be,
It happens.
what is walk-in traffic in dealerships anymore? Is it like it used to be, or?
I don't have a lot of internet use.
It's good. It depends from area to area. Now you get a lot of internet now too. So, right, 58% buy the same product they went to look at first. So they talk at home. Hey, honey, let's go look at the Chevy Impala. Well, only 58% end up buying an Impala. What does that tell you?
Show them other
That-
things other than what they asked for.
So half the people
Don't even
they don't even know what they're
they
gonna
want.
buy. They
Yeah.
think they know.
Yeah.
And how are we gonna find out what they really want?
Oh, asking
Ask
open-ended
them, ask
questions.
So how do we have a process? We gotta follow that process, right?
Yeah.
100% of the time. Don't lose the other percentage. 58% of them they don't buy. I mean, they buy the car they're looking at, they plan on buying, but the other 42% they buy something totally different. So when they come and tell you I'm looking at a red Impala and you don't have it, don't worry about it. Chances are they're not gonna buy a red Impala.
What did you like about that Impala?
So you gotta ask qualifying questions, and they will teach you all those qualifying
Why
questions.
the red Impala?
How you ask him, when you ask him, so. That's why those numbers are so important, guys. It's not that the customer wants to lie to you, because they don't. But they just don't know better than that. I mean, if I go to look right now at computers at a store, I know what this computer does, so I'm gonna go and look for this computer, and might be twice as better computer for cheaper money, less money. But if they don't tell me about it, I'm not gonna know. So it's the same thing with car buying. Hey, Impala, I saw the commercial, I like them, I'm gonna go look at it, and I'm gonna go buy it. Those people are just gonna go along with them, and then the professionals are gonna go through steps. You know, they're gonna follow the steps, and they're gonna find out. And then the customer is gonna like you better, because they're gonna be happier when they go home and they ended up with better value, right?
That's why I'm a consultant, not a salesperson, because a consultant consults with his clients and listens and builds that rapport.
Exactly.
When does a sale happen?
When
I mean, they go to look at an Impala. Hey, honey, let's go look at an Impala. We're gonna buy a red Impala, and let's get it done.
when they see
Unless the value, the product, it's not, they don't feel that they get more value for the product than the price, the sale is not gonna happen. They gotta see the value, and you gotta build that. You gotta build the value.
Here's what you need to understand. You do not have a deal until value is equal to or greater than price.
Absolutely.
But when you show the value,
You
price
want it
is
to be
even a
greater.
consideration.
Value.
So let me ask you this, if 88% of the people are out there giving bad demonstration presentations, how much value building is there?
No.
Not enough.
What,
Not
so
enough.
what else is there to talk about? Other than, what else is there to talk about? Price,
Price.
right? So if you're gonna talk about price and there's no value being built, what happens to your price?
It's always
It's
too high.
What happens to your commission?
Down.
Down.
Okay, and then you wonder why you don't make money. Congratulations, right?
Works for nothing.
Not rocket science, is it? Thank God, right?
71% they will buy because they like you, trust you, and respect you.
That's in anything.
And you gotta earn those things. They don't just come. Soon, when you go and greet them at the door or outside, you don't start here. I'm sorry, you just don't. You gotta earn it. You gotta earn that trust, the respect. And they will respect you, as far as you putting them to a process and asking some qualifying questions, they're gonna come to sense and say, this guy's a professional. Hey honey, look, we found out about this. We didn't know about this at home. So they're starting to like you, trust you, and respect you. So you want to earn that because we know 71% of the people will buy from people.
I think that's why so many people say they're just looking too. I think
And it's
one of the
right,
things they're looking for is a salesman. that they
Exactly,
can
and it's a
click
habit. It's a habit. It's just a habit. I'm just looking. It's so natural for everybody. It's not. We don't. It's not that I'm lying or they're lying to us. It's just a habit. We say, I'm looking. I'm just looking.
I
Because
sold,
really, you're looking.
I sold at Christmas time every year in New York at Bloomingdale's men's dress shirts. I did that for about 3 years, straight commission. And as I sold shirts, I wasn't getting paid. And I used to make $1,500 a week on Christmas. I was the only one. And I had a guy from Israel that came back and asked for me every year. He would spend $10,000 so he would buy everything for his kids and his wife, different families for the year. And at Bloomingdale's, I could take people, as long as I rank it up in my department, I could take you through the whole store shopping. But he used to tell his friends, when you come to New York, come see Brian. And that's that rapport building. He liked me, he trusted me. Because I just wasn't telling him, hey, go here, buy this. I would show him the best value for the dollar he was spending.
Good.
90% of the decisions will be influenced.
A wife.
Thank you.
A wife.
Why? 'Cause you're right. You're within arm's reach.
I don't know, when I was married, in my opinion, didn't go.
I knew a guy that used to go out and say, well,
90% of the decision will be influenced by the woman, either in the group right there or at home. So what does that tell you? 90%. 90%. That is huge.
you gotta get her on your side.
Oh my gosh, really, you got to. And here's what happens. And this is the reality, guys. They driving, right, towards the dealership. Husband is driving, the wife is drinking her coffee. Now, honey, when we pull in that dealership, you're doing all the talking, okay? I won't talk to that guy. I hate him. You're doing all the talking, okay? So they come to the dealership. The husband already knows that, hey, you better do all the talking because you don't want to talk to you guys. So they come out and you go, and he starts talking to you, and she walks. She walks. Before you know it, she's 4 or 5 cars down the way, and you're talking to him. You're talking with a non-decision maker right now.
Right.
Even in the
15 minutes go by. She's by herself. Hey, honey, let's go.
He ignored her.
Even in the restaurant, they tell us to
Lead him.
contact
ignored
the
her.
woman and make eye contact with the woman.
It's so important, guys. It's so important. You gotta find a way to get her involved. And with teaching training, and they'll teach you in training. It's so easy.
Got it.
But people don't know those figures right here, so they don't care. The salespeople here, here comes the husband. She goes down there. Husband is asking all those questions. Okay, I just gotta. He's the decision maker right here. I gotta answer these questions.
The money maker.
But the problem is,
Who wears the pants?
she gets tired. She gets bored. She feels ignored. And guess what? Even if they like the car and the numbers, she doesn't like it. 90% of decisions will be made by her. So
Maybe
she
that's.
better like you.
I got a question. Generally, in that scenario that you're talking about, generally, and this is just me thinking from my personal experience, a guy's going to come in, he's going to ask facts, figures, numbers, because men are logical, they're linear thinkers.
Mhm.
But if she sits in the car and it doesn't feel right, not a kind of car because he may like the engine, he may like the motor,
Yeah.
he may like the color, but
Again, let
If
me
it-
tell you this. He's already been instructed what he's gonna ask.
right.
I'm telling you, 9% of the time.
That's what I'm
Honey,
asking.
we need the price. Honey, we need that. Blah 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 blah. He's not gonna come and talk to you about the engine we heard sitting there. Believe me.
No.
He knows better.
Yeah.
He knows better not to waste your time.
That's why I'm asking.
So
Yeah.
you won't have that issue. Maybe 1 in a million.
A perfect example of this is my wife and my 2 daughters, we were looking at houses. We wanted to purchase a new house.
Right.
And my wife and daughters are going, this is the house. This is perfect. I'm going, shh, shh. Because my negotiating is gone.
Right.
I mean, it is gone.
Done deal.
And, you know, because
I'm telling you guys, don't ignore her.
How long
That's
you-
funny. In our
How
training,
long you been in that house?
in our
now,
training,
8.5 years.
in our training, we actually do role playing. Just so you guys know, I mean, our training is very intense. I mean, that's why we use the camera. I mean, we record you guys in the training, and we put you through real life scenarios, and then you get to watch yourself on TV, and you go, "Wow, I saw."
I did that.
Wow.
Because right now, I tell you what, back in your head, now I can do this. It's easy. I'm telling you, do yourself a favor when you're done with the training, when they put you in training, have somebody record you the first time you do it. You will suck so bad. It's bad. I mean, it's bad. So we had this scenario with this guy. So they pretend husband and wife, you know, where they separate, and I mean, it just got ugly. I mean, the salesman just started yelling at her. Hey, where are you going? Because that's just the way things happen, you know. A woman doesn't want to talk to us, period. That's it. She doesn't want to. You need to find a way to win her over.
Well, you guys,
And now you gotta be careful in here. Don't just ignore him and make him think that you're hitting on her or something, okay? So you gotta be careful.
I'm saying, I see both
You gotta
of you
ask for
together.
permission. You gotta blend in with everybody in the party. But 90% of the times, if she's out, you're out.
I would
You're
say
not gonna
something
sell.
to the effect is, you guys came in together. I'd like to talk to both of you. Because are you making this decision alone, or how are you guys making your decision today?
Not always.
Don't ignore her. I'm telling you, it's the biggest mistake people make out there.
So your
Ooh.
girlfriend, when you go looking for cars, does she take over? Even though you're a former car salesman, does your girl tell you?
No, I
basically-
buy my cars. I just take them home. Believe me. When it comes to cars, I'm gonna make the decision. I know the car business inside out.
Just don't bring them with you, and then they're
Right.
not in charge.
Then you feel it.
Here's another good number for you guys to know.
Stay single.
30% of the people have a family member
In the car business.
who will be buying a new or used vehicle. And this is within 90 days. And 62% know someone that will buy a car. So let's say friends within 90 days.
Is that a 2? Is it a 2 or an 8?
It's 62%.
2%.
Yeah, 60. That's a 60. There you go. Thank you. So 62%. And I really like this. And Mike actually says the story really nice the way he does it. Did you guys ever do the pyramid thing?
Yeah.
Come on.
This person
Don't lie.
knows that amount of people,
Yeah.
knows that amount of
Who's
people.
done a pyramid
knows that
scheme?
about,
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, who's
I
done?
know you're ashamed about doing it, but
I have a question and be honest. Where did you start? At the top or at the bottom?
You always start at the bottom.
I started at the top.
Well, you did. Then why are you sitting here?
Right.
Yeah, why are you here?
I wish.
Did you?
No,
So
it's
you started at the bottom,
Yeah,
right?
money
Then you
is
gotta
what
get
make
3,
it.
and then they
with
get
the
3,
scheme-
and then...
well,
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You start at the bottom, right? And you never make it up. do you? Never.
No, it depends. If you know how to do referral.
You gotta get in early though.
What
right?
was that company?
Yeah.
Get in early now.
There it is. There.
Gotta get in early.
There
It's all
it
about
is.
timing.
No, it was another one.
Yeah.
The first legal company that did the lawyer.
Legal Zoom?
No, it wasn't Legal Shield. It was called something else back then.
did like that weight
But
thing. or
that was the
whatever.
biggest
It's
thing
not-
going.
For a
If
while,
you got
I
it on the
made a lot
ground
of
floor,
money,
it
and
was
then
huge.
Now it's
Probably when it
illegal.
stopped.
Okay.
Amway was really big.
Yeah, I know some people
Yeah,
who
that
made
the boss
really
guy
good
had
money
an
off
idea that-
Amway, but
Boss
Amway
got
was
an
the
idea.
biggest in the
Yeah.
area.
but it was.
What do we know?
obviously the right timing too.
We know this, right? So here's your sell.
Some people made a lot of
Uh-huh.
money.
Right? You sold a car. You sold your first car in the auto industry. Congratulations. What do we know from the